Pastor Bimbo Dukoya's teachings changed my idea of marriage. I had to unlearn, I had to relearn, I had to learn, unlearning and relearning negative patterns that I was exposed to, or all, the negative pictures of marriage I saw growing up. A bit from my parents and a bit from my auntie, my late aunt, who was being maltreated by her husband and also was physically abused. I don't want to go into all that, but I'm sure my people can relate to this, But the thing is, I had a lot of work to do. And so that is why I said I knew I would never get married in my 20s, because I knew that if I had got into marriage, I probably would have been separated or divorced by now. And this is the reality of some married couples today, married men and married women. As a matter of fact, I didn't even understand the purpose of marriage beyond boy meets girl or girl meets boy, the fall in love kind of. And so beyond procreation, I didn't know anything that people are supposed to do in marriage or what marriage is about. You understand? So this is what some people go into, or the mindset people have about marriage, and they go in and they make a mess of it. So as much as is important or advisable for girls, for females to marry in their 20s or when they are still young, we need to understand that life happens and people need to make their decisions by themselves. We need to stop projecting our standards or expectations of marriage on people. People are dealing with stuff, and it's not even advisable for you to rush into marriage when you have baggage, when you have no knowledge of what you're going into marriage to do. It's quite unfortunate that every Saturday in Nigeria, even some weekdays in Nigeria, people go, to the court. They go, you do court weddings. They get married traditionally. They get married in church, but they don't even know what the institution called marriage is about. So while it's important for ladies to get married in their early 20s or when they are young, to be able to conceive and all, which is majorly the reason, ladies are advised to get married on time. We also need to know that people need to come to terms with what marriage is about. They need to understand the purpose of marriage and how to navigate it. We hear of people, breaking up. We hear of marriages breaking up. We hear of people, we hear of divorce. So these are some of the reasons we have these issues. As a matter of fact, I grew up with this mentality of my money is my money. And, it affected my relationship with men. I was always ready to fight. I had the idea of submission in marriage to be the African culture kind of submission, which entails subjugation, suppression, oppression of the woman. I remember there was this man that came to my house, one of the guys that worked with my dad. He was quite younger than my dad then. He came with his wife to our house then. And, I noticed how uncomfortable the wife was around him, as little as I was. They were talking and the wife would want to say something. I would just look at her in a certain way, like, what do you know? And I'm like, if this is marriage, it is what marriage is about, then I don't want to get into it. So these are things that some people are exposed to that they need to get rid of. They don't know that there is something better than what they have, the negative or the unpleasant pictures of marriage they have been exposed to. And so when they go into marriage, eventually, they will definitely leave out what they have taken in. They will definitely leave out the pictures in their head, in their subconscious, in their minds, because they don't know any better. They don't know that submission is not women being oppressed by their husbands or being subjugated or being suppressed. It does not mean that women don't have a say in their homes or wives don't have a say in their homes. Because submission from the God point of view does not even entail, suppression, oppression, subjugation, or anything that makes the woman less than who God created her to be or who God made her to be. So people need to understand this thing and deal with all this negativity they have bottled up, they have come to know about marriage. So while we are encouraging ladies to get married in their early 20s or get married when they're still young, please, we should also try to understand that people go through stuff and people are yet to heal. And it's not even advisable for you to get into a relationship or marriage when you know you have a lot of baggage. You know you come from a dysfunctional home. You have not worked on yourself. You have not gone through therapy. You have not done the work you need to do for yourself or on yourself. And then you're going into marriage. Our future spouses, our future husband and wives deserve good and better versions of us. Nobody wants to be miserable in marriage. We all want something good out of it. I know that a lot of people that divorced today or separated never, plan to go into marriage and just separate. But probably because they were not able to deal with some outstanding issues from their past or from their background, those things followed them to their marriage and affected them. So another thing I need us to know is that there is no timeline or deadline for marriage. You can get married in your 20s, it's okay. You can get married in your 30s, you can get married in your 40s, you can get married in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s. There was this video I saw a few days ago on the internet. A lady got married at 68 for the first time in her life. I know that some people may say, oh, God forbid, they don't want to wait that long to get married. But while that may not be your own story, it's also to let you know that in the agenda of God, that age does not count for you to be married. Age is not a determinant factor for God to bless you, because marriage is a blessing. So please, let us cut singles some slacks. I know that all these things could come from a good place. You're deeply and genuinely concerned, about the people around you, and you want them to get married, don't want them to have issues in conceiving and all of that. Let's allow people make decisions for themselves. Let's stop all this pressure. And if you have any single person around you, instead of you always asking, when are we wearing our shabi? When are we doing eat party jollof rice? Introduce them to good people. You have a single lady you like, and there's a single guy that is good, not anyhow person. Matchmake them. That's what you need to do. Pray for them in your closet. Right, so I thought I should just do this today. I want to encourage ladies, single ladies, their 30s, late 30s, early 30s, mid 30s, 40s, 50s. See, if you desire marriage, marriage will happen when it will happen. Marriage will happen when it will happen. And God's time is the best. You see that clock they are always talking about, your clock is ticking. Please ask them where the clock is. Let them show you the clock and who is moving the second and the hour hand. I won't see that clock. That clock they are saying that is ticking all the time. Your clock is ticking. Oh, let them show me the clock. I won't see that clock. We can check waiting the knack for the clock. I see that these things are what puts singles under pressure. My time is running. My time. Where is your time running? in the calendar of God? Who sets the time? Who sets the standards? Is it you or people, the society, or your culture? So please, let's calm down a little, okay? Please. Singleness is not a taboo. It's not a bad thing. Don't, blow this thing out of proportion. Whether we marry or we don't marry, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Yes, we need to come to that point in our lives where we say, whether marriage happens in my lifetime or not, it doesn't matter. Because when we die, God will not ask us, why did you not get married? Rather, He will ask you, what did you do with your time on earth? What did you do with the purpose that you had, or the purpose I gave you? What did you do? Did you fulfill your assignment? God will not ask you, why did you not marry Uche? Or Jennifer, why did you not marry? God will not ask us that question. It will even come up. Okay? So please, learn to, calm down. Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure, and let God do His work in your life. All right. That's it for now. If I have more to say, I will do another video, but let me rest my case for now. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope to get some reactions from this video, right? Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.